How can you come to a wet fit and don't expect for you to get wet? You don't know it's blows you go get. You watching SAT TV.
Bring out the reading, SAT Telecoms.
Welcome to SAT TV News. I'm Alicia George, your presenter. In our top stories, police investigating sudden death of Wesley woman. Father of 3 killed as Trinidad records 100th murder for 2014. Suicide blast rips through bazaar in northern Afghanistan. And in sports, icon players return for the 2014 Caribbean Premier League. Details of these will follow.
You're watching SAT Telecoms.
Welcome back. Dominica has won the prestigious Golden City Gate Award at the ITB Berlin, the world's leading tourism fair, for the 2nd time. This year, Dominica has been awarded for the image film Are You Breathing, Dominica, in the category Ecotourism, and surpassed a range of international competitors.
Are you breathing? Living in our big cities may result in asthma, emphysema, and cancer. City pollution is far more harmful than smoking. The air we all depend on is being poisoned. Are you still breathing? Change starts when we realize there is something more. Are you breathing now? Dominica has no beginning, middle, nor end. Here, life is not to be conquered or accomplished, rather to be experienced.
The video features the rich health and wellness aspects that Dominica offers and highlights the island's use of natural resources to heal the aches and pains of the hustle and bustle of everyday life, showing how easily a vacation to Dominica can help rejuvenate, soothe, and relax mind, body, and soul, fit perfectly into its niche markets, nature, adventure, and culture.
A land of flowing streams with springs and underground water, welling up in valleys and hills. A land where you will lack nothing. Deuteronomy.
The award was received at the ITB Cinema by Dominica's Director of Tourism and CEO of Discover Dominica Authority, Mr. Colin Piper, and the German representatives, Mrs. Christine Boucard, Managing Director of Tropical Consultant, and Mrs. Patricia Massot, Director of Communication at Tropical Consultant.
The means we use must be as pure as the ends we seek. Martin Luther King Jr. The part can never be well unless the whole is well. Plato. Always aim at purifying your thoughts, and everything will be well. Mahatma Gandhi. Everything we put into the earth, we put into ourselves. We are made of the earth. We are the earth. To be absolutely free and yet be part of something greater is possible when you start to rethink everything.
The Tourism Media Award, the Golden City Gate, has been an annual competition since 2001 where outstanding tourism-related productions are rewarded. In other stories, men looking to enhance their performance in bed need to be mindful of the supplement they use following a recent warning from the Food and Drugs Administration, FDA, against the use of a new drug. In a statement released on Monday, March 17, 2014, the Ministry of Health notified the general public that the FDA had issued a statement on the adverse effect of the use of Weekend Warrior. This product is promoted and sold for sexual enhancement on various websites, containing a bottle of 8 capsules which sells at US $35. The FDA is advising consumers not to purchase or use this drug. FDA laboratory analysis confirmed that Weekend Warrior contains thiosdecinafil, a substance structurally similar to the active ingredient in the FDA-approved prescription drug Viagra used to treat erectile dysfunction. This undeclared ingredient may interact with nitrates found in some prescription drugs such as nitroglycerin and may lower blood pressure to dangerous levels. Men with diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or heart disease who often take nitrates need to be aware of the possible side effects of the drug, which includes dizziness, fainting, and even heart attack or stroke. The Ministry of Health is therefore advising the general public to take the necessary precautionary measures. Persons who have experienced any negative side effects should consult their healthcare provider or the nearest health center as soon as possible. In more news, during a recent visit to the Alpha Center, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Foreign Affairs and ICT, has announced that a national policy on people with disabilities is being formulated by the government of Dominica. The Prime Minister has stated that the policy is aimed at providing special care and assistance to those living with disabilities.
I am writing the policy statement, which I will announce very soon, in respect to people with disabilities and so on. And where the state will announce some special policies as to providing special care and assistance to many people with disabilities. We have captured some of them under the Yes We Care program, but I believe because of the extent of the challenge, something special has to be done for those who are affected in some way or other with some disability.
He hinted at providing employment for the parents as a means of taking care of their children and providing home care for some of the people with disabilities.
To say to their children, who really understand everything that's going on, that we all care about them, and we will do everything to assist them. And we have to ensure that we also assist the parents, so that the parents have an ability to send them to school, because some parents are challenged, unable to take care of them.
On his last visit to the Alpha Center, the Prime Minister also announced that the government would cover the operating costs of the institution with immediate effect for an indefinite period. He also announced a grant for individual students, which would go towards transportation and the purchase of uniforms. In other news, the CDPF, Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, has launched an investigation into the sudden death of a 35-year-old woman. Mother of 6, Miss Valencia Winston, died on Sunday, March 16, 2014 at the Princess Margaret Hospital in Roseau. She was originally from the community of Wesley, but resided in Stock Farm. Police Public Relations Officer Inspector John Carbon said the investigation was launched on Monday, March 17, 2014, after receiving a sudden death report from officials at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Reports are that Miss Winston was severely beaten by her boyfriend on Tuesday, March 4, 2014. It was reported that she suffered serious injuries to her face and made several visits to the hospital for treatment. In more stories, individuals who did not successfully complete their CXC subjects now have an opportunity to partake in a new program. The Strengthening Second Chance Education Program, or simply Second Chance, is tailored specifically at persons aged 16 to 30 years old who desire a second chance at attaining their CXC certificates. This initiative is facilitated by the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, with the support of U.S. aid and is carried out in Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago. The Second Chance program provides the youth with a fresh start and a second chance to further their education with CCSLC or CPQ certifications, learn at their own pace, study and learn skills that prepare them for the world of work, and obtain certificates that are recognized by governments, businesses, and educational institutions across the region. Interested persons should visit www.secondchance.cxt.org. In other news, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Discover Dominica Authority, and the Honorary Consul of France in Dominica has issued the following statement on the recent incident involving French nationals from Guadeloupe in transit to Dominica on March 9, 2014. The statement listed a series of events leading up to the arrest. According to the official report, the passengers who were scheduled to travel to Guadeloupe from Puerto Rico were in transit in Dominica on a Liat flight, which landed at Melville Hall Airport. The passengers had already endured flight delays during the flight, and on arrival in Dominica, they were not provided with sufficient information on their eventual departure to Guadeloupe by Liat. A group of these passengers entered the secure zone of the airport and refused to return to the in-transit lounge, even after being warned that it was against the law to be on the tarmac without proper authorization. This being the case, the police were called in to maintain order and were left with no choice but to arrest the passengers. Arrangements were subsequently made by the Honorary Consul for the children ages 18, 15, and 19 to be flown to Guadeloupe by private charter the next day. The passengers who were detained were brought before the courts the next day and were fined for the offense committed in keeping with the laws of Dominica. The report concluded stating, "We wish to reiterate that Dominica welcomes all visitors to its shores and regrets that the visiting passengers had such an unpleasant experience in Dominica en route to Guadeloupe. We also wish to state that the Commonwealth of Dominica is a sovereign nation and officials charged with maintaining law and order are duty-bound to uphold the laws of the land." In more news, every year Dominica joins other French-speaking countries in celebration of International Francophonie Day and Francophonie Month. The month-long event introduces several activities, including a French festival hosted each year for students of 58 primary schools island-wide.
The Primary School French Festival is an initiative to celebrate the French language among primary schools in Dominica. The aim of the festival is to showcase students' achievement in the learning French culture and expression. The festival is a day of motivation and reward for primary schools. Well, we have about 58 primary schools teaching French right now, and hopefully all will be there on French Day, or at least 30 will be there, because we expect 30 to take part in our highlight activity of that day.
The festival has been ongoing now for 3 years and has proven to be a great medium for students to express themselves using the French language.
We have seen the French language evolve, where the children's enthusiasm has really grown towards the language. The children are now accepting the language. They are now doing much better in the language. When they go on to high school, we have testimonies of the children even doing better in the foreign language. And as we know, Dominica is situated between two French countries, Martinique and Guadeloupe, so it is very critical, very important that the children learn the French language.
This year it will be celebrated under the theme Le Français toujours vivant, French will always live, through songs, dance, games, artwork and quizzes at the Arawak House of Culture on Friday 21st March at 9 a.m.
Last year we had a quiz competition instead of a spelling bee competition. The quiz competition was more complex. This year, because of limited time, we decided to forgo the quiz competition and have a spelling bee competition instead, where the students who spell words they come across daily in their French lessons.
Gifts and prizes will be awarded to deserving schools and students. And in court news, repeat offender Ralph Austrie has been sentenced to 9 months hard labor for stealing weeks after he was released from prison for the same offense. The 62-year-old appeared before Magistrate Arlie Gill on Monday, 17th March 2014 and pleaded guilty. According to Prosecutor Inspector Valda Powell, who presented the facts, Austrie had entered KFC located on the riverbank in Roseau on Thursday, 13th March and spotted 2 unattended plastic bags which he took up and simply walked out. The bags containing 2 bras, steel wool, hair dye and other items valued at $300 belonged to Luvista Carty of Portsmouth, who was at the establishment placing her order. After she received her food and went to where she had left her bags, they were gone. She then reported the matter to KFC management and the police. On Friday, 14th March 2014, Austrie was questioned at the Roseau police station in reference to the missing plastic bags. He wasted no time in telling police that he had taken the bags, thinking they contained groceries. Austrie was then arrested and charged. Information revealed that the items of the bags were sold at the Portsmouth bus stop for $25. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.